being project number 49143 from that August 2025 meeting. Can I ask for a motion to approve?
Motion.
I have a motion from Tom. Do I have a second?
Second for Mark.
Second from Mark. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the meetings and the acknowledgement are hereby approved. Moving on to, before we get to agenda item number 2, and in order to accommodate a special request from the Mississippi Department of Human Services, we will now hear agenda item number 3 out of order. Agenda item number 3 is being presented by Danetta Durr, Mark Allen, and Johnny Waldrop, presenting on behalf of the Mississippi Department of Human Services.
Okay, good morning. Agenda item number 3 is the recommendation for project 48926 to request the approval for the sole source acquisition of content management system support maintenance services from BCS Systems Incorporated for the Mississippi Department of Human Services. The Mississippi Department of Human Services entered into a collaborative partnership with BCS Systems in 2008. Since then, BCS has provided both technology and services for business process automation and content integration within the agency's programs, including SNAP, Child Support Enforcement, and Community Services. The BCS iConnect solution links MDHS systems and ensures a secure chain of possession from document submission through approval processes, ultimately archiving them in case records. Essentially, iConnect integrates with legacy systems and can seamlessly adapt to future applications, ensuring continued content compliance and accuracy as MDHS modernizes its infrastructure. Mississippi Public Purchasing Law specifies that non-competitive items available from one source only be exempted from bid requirements. ITS statute in section 25-53-5 permits ITS to utilize provisions in public purchasing law or regulations when applicable. Per public purchasing law, acquisitions must meet certain criteria to be authorized as sole source. On July 22nd, 2025, ITS advertised the notice of intent to certify sole source 4696 for MDHS for the continuation of the agreement between MDHS and BCS Systems Incorporated. And this is for the content management system support, maintenance, and services from BCS Systems Incorporated. No objections were received from interested parties. Therefore, ITS is certifying the request as a sole source pending ITS board approval. The advertised notice of intent to certify the sole source for this project is included in attachment B. The staffs of ITS and MDHS jointly recommend the sole source acquisition of content management system support, maintenance, and services from BCS Systems Incorporated for the Mississippi Department of Human Services at a total 3-year life cycle cost of $8,427,919.87. With the approval of the sole source request, the total 14-year cost of this contract is $26,923,273.09. With me to answer any questions you may have are Johnny L. Waldrop, MIS Project Manager, and Mark Allen, Chief Information Officer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I have any comments or questions from the board?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mark?
Mark, could you summarize in a 411 what this does?
Probably not. It does so much. We started out, even before me, I've been there 12 and a half years, so this is a 14-year project. It started out as, document repository. We've moved it into where we can scan documents when a client comes in, reservation scanning now, so that, a client sitting there, we get the document from the client, the caseworker can go to the MFD and be able to scan it in, and it automatically goes into that client's record. We have added on several different pieces to it. We've started using it for HR. We started using it for budgets and account receivable, payable stuff. So our work site, our document imaging our repository is integrated into so much stuff. We've integrated it into DocuSign, which is another big contract that we have. There's so many pieces and parts. I could sit here and probably talk to you for the next couple of hours, but unfortunately, I got a flight in about 30 minutes. So,
It won't take that long. No, we're good.
yeah.
Thanks, sir.
yep.
No further questions.
Thank you, Mark. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second from Tom. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
And thank you for accommodating us early. So,
Happy to do it.
bye.
All right, now we will double back to agenda item number 2, and we have Jake Alexander and Ben Cohen, Chief Information Officer, presenting on behalf of the Mississippi Department of Transportation.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Agenda item number 2, project number 49210, requesting approval for the recommendation of the planned purchase request for a maintenance management system for the Mississippi Department of Transportation. The EPO planned purchases procedure.
Just turn it up.
The EPO planned purchases procedure allows an agency to make purchases that exceed the cost limit of the express procurement option EPO as the coordinator of the information technology planning effort for the state government agencies. ITS works with agencies during the planning process to determine procurements that can be appropriately made using EPOs. The EPO planned purchases procedure is limited to projects in the agency's current technology plan and equipment or software appearing on the current EPO. An agency using the EPO planned purchases procedure is given authorization up to a specific dollar amount to make the identified procurements from the EPOs without further ITS involvement. For this purchase, the EPO is the Cloud Solutions Preferred Vendor, CSPV, Pilot Express procurement option, which was the result of a formal competitive solicitation and is in alignment with the Mississippi Public Purchasing Law. The Mississippi Department of Transportation utilizes a maintenance management system for planning, tracking, managing, and optimizing activities for transportation infrastructure. The system includes maintenance planning, scheduling, and asset management, allowing MDOT to plan routes, schedule crews, and track physical assets. It also allows inventory and cost management, performance measurements, and compliance and reporting, as well as providing visual data from maps and allowing field crews to access data via tablets or smartphones. MDOT adopted their current maintenance management system in 2009. The primary objective of this project is to acquire a new, modern maintenance management system that provides additional functionality to meet MDOT's growing data needs. Atom AI Solutions, Inc. offered MDOT the lowest and best price for this current purchase for its maintenance management system for 5 years. Because this project is over the ITS established $1 million CSPV purchase limit, it is subject to full ITS review and authorization. The staffs of ITS and MDOT jointly recommend approval of the planned purchase request to purchase a maintenance management system from Atom AI Solutions, Inc. at the cost not to exceed $2,295,469.13 using the Cloud Solution Preferred Vendor CSPV Pilot Express procurement option. Joining me today is Ben Cohen, Chief Information Officer for MDOT, to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Jake. Any questions from the board? No questions, no comments. All right, hearing none, do I have a motion?
Madam
I have a
Chair, I'm going
motion
to make
for-
a motion to approve.
Motion from Bill. Do I have a second? Second from Mark. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Moving right on now to agenda item number 4. We have Rashonda Grindle, Dr. Dorothy Young, Assistant Senior Deputy, and Nicole Barnes, Director of Health Facility Licensure, presenting on behalf of the Mississippi State Department of Health. Welcome.
Good morning. Agenda item number 4 is for the recommendation for project number 48954-3460 for the continuation and increase to the agreement with Automation Designs and Solution Incorporated for the fingerprint and background check system for the Mississippi State Department of Health, MSDH. Mississippi Department of Health is statutorily required to collect, transmit, and process fingerprint-based background checks on all personnel who work in MSDH licensed healthcare, childcare, or medical cannabis facilities. ITS, on behalf of MSDH, executed a software turnkey agreement with Automations Designs and Solutions in 2006, based on the award of ITS RFP number 3460. In late 2012, MSDH entered into a professional service agreement with ADNS through September 30, 2017, and amendments have been executed for the acquisition of additional fingerprint transmissions and modernizing the functionality of the fingerprinting processes through September 30, 2025. The staffs of ITS and MSDH jointly recommend approval of the continuation of an increase to the agreement with Automation Designs and Solutions Incorporated through June 30, 2028 in an amount not to exceed $1,546,884 for background check fingerprint transmissions. With this continuation, the revised total not to exceed life cycle cost of this project is $7,303,971. With me today to answer any questions you may have is Dr. Dorothy Young, Assistant Senior Deputy, and Nicole Baines, Health Facility Licensure.
Thank you and welcome. Any comments or questions from the board? We are a quiet group today. All right, hearing, you have one?
I just say that it looks like a pretty good return for the investment based on the value, the metric value there. So that looks good.
Thanks, Keith.
I move approval.
All right, Tom, we have a motion from Tom, second from Keith. All in favor, say aye.
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 Like it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to number 5, Rashonda's hanging around. Rashonda Grindle, Kim Wood, Chief Information Officer, presenting on behalf of the Department of Mental Health.
Good morning again. Agenda item number 5 is for the recommendation for project number 49202-3441 for an increase to the agreement with UKG Chronos for the replacement of time clocks and biometric scanners for the Mississippi Department of Mental Health, MDMH. In March 2012, MDMH entered into a turnkey agreement reusing ITS RFP 3441 for a time and attendance system from Chronos. In March 2022, ITS and MDMH entered into a software as a service agreement to upgrade Workforce Dimensions, now known as Workforce Management, SaaS. The current agreement with Chronos expires July 28, 2027. In June 2024, UKG notified MDMH that select models of biometric fingerprint scanners were ending support on September 30, 2025. Since that time, MDMH has worked with Chronos and all applicable locations to identify the affected scanners for replacement. During this investigation period, it was determined that the new model scanners would not be compatible with the existing time clocks. MDMH was also made aware that the biometric scanners were not compatible with the new Workforce Management SaaS. MDMH must replace the biometric scanners that are ending support as well as the time clocks that are being utilized with. The staffs of ITS and MDMH jointly recommends approval of the increase to their agreement with UKG Chronos in an amount not to exceed $147,965 for the replacement of time clocks and biometric scanners. With the increase, the revised total not to exceed life cycle cost of this project is $7,076,812.92. With me today to answer any questions you may have is Kim Wood, Chief Information Officer.
Thank you, and hi, Kim. Any questions or comments from the board? All right, do I have a motion?
I got a question.
Okay.
So So the support runs out here in like 2 weeks? Is the way I'm reading this?
Yes, sir. For the biometrics, yes, sir.
And so we're just now getting around to asking for approval of this. Now, how long is it going to take for you to order and get these new scanners in and installed? Are you going to be able to do that in 2 weeks?
No, no, sir. It will take longer than 2 weeks. However, the time clocks that these biometrics are attached to are still under support. So we'll have to just utilize just the time clock without the biometrics portion until we can get those replaced.
Okay, yeah, I've been through this before with Kronos, and I'm aware of that. I didn't read that into it, so thank you for that explanation. That makes sense.
Sure.
I'll make a motion to approve, or I think Bill already has done that.
We'll take yours. I'll second yours, Keith.
Okay.
Okay,
Motion by Keith, the second by Bill. Thank you. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
And it carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now moving on, we'll have our report by our executive director. Agenda item number 6.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will jump in, and as always, if there's any questions from the board, be happy to take those. So I want to kind of give you an update of our strategic initiatives. We are winding down our initial engagement on the Procurement Modernization Advisory Council. So the 30 largest agencies in government have been together since December of last year. And on the 9th of October, we're due to roll out what the roadmap looks like. We'll be able to articulate that, in complete collaboration with the agencies, but we'll be able to articulate that to the board and, of course, our legislative advisors. Good work, hard work, but I think we're going to land in the right place for where we need to go to modernize what these processes look like here in 2025 and moving forward. Our Cloud Center of Excellence, House Bill 1491, we are in the finalizing stage of reviewing evaluations for an engagement to sort of work through what the pillars and the framework will be for the Cloud Center of Excellence for the state of Mississippi. We believe the engagement's going to run somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 weeks, give or take. And I think it's also worth noting to do one go back with procurement modernization, not just with the board, but the team at ITS is very focused on how to be able to talk about these very expansive strategic initiatives in and during this session. So a lot of them will lap into the session, but being able to be very clear with the legislature about where we are and understand what those expectations would be. Very similar for the next initiative, the State Data Exchange from Senate Bill 2267. Our CIO Council is set to kick off on September the 29th. The council formation to focus on the development of a feasibility strategy for a data exchange in the state was part of what that bill said. So we are moving on that as well. Executive Order 1584, you recall, for artificial intelligence, Governor Reeves signed at the beginning of the calendar year. One of the first polls we had was a complete inventory. That report is due to be delivered in November, the first element of the governor's executive order. The regulatory component to that order, which was the Artificial Intelligence Regulatory Task Force, is also up and going in conjunction, and actually we'll be meeting next week to sort of ponder what are the things we need to make considerations for. There's been some movement around the country. The state of Colorado and some other states have either tweaked some policy or regulatory elements they have, and I think the group will be kind of taking a look at that. The inaugural Magnolia State Technology Symposium is scheduled for the 24th as well. Our very own Chief Strategy Officer, Stephanie, will be presenting. And that ties into another initiative we had, which is our AI Innovation Hub. Stephanie will be presenting about the hub. I think it's in the middle of the day. So this is sort of another gathering of tech leaders in the state. So pretty excited for that. Leading up to that, and as we've launched the Innovation Hub for Artificial Intelligence, we're going to be hosting some planning sessions the 1st and 2nd of October to do some work for a mid-October launch. And we're focused on trying to tease out 2 use cases for that launch, right? So the entire goal of the hub is to innovate at scale and to innovate with speed. And so we're moving on that one as well. Wanted to report to the board the new AI and Workforce Readiness Council held its first meeting the 28th of October. So this council, which the governor talked about when the NVIDIA MOU was developed, is really meant to be sort of an umbrella for any and all workforce initiatives happening in this space. So the NVIDIA MOU, the 9 MyTap grant programs that went across the universities across the state. A good meeting, and we think there'll be a follow-up pretty quickly. Really excited. We had a great day yesterday, our 14th annual Mississippi Digital Government Summit down at the Westin. Our board member, Tom Wicker, was there. Just a great day, great venue, great day. We don't have the final count yet. We think somewhere between 275 or 300 attendees. Great sessions, great keynotes. So just a really great day overall. And lastly, the NASCIO, the National Association of State CIOs annual conference is the middle week in October. And of course, we will have a contingent of folks going there and are participating in a pre-work day on Saturday. So we'll be traveling and working through the weekend, and then some presentations and panels on Sunday and into the conference. So, Madam Chair, that's top of mind today. Would be more than happy to take any questions.
Good report. I'm sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I was flying in, but I'm glad it went well.
It did.
All right. Anything else on that?
If I may.
Sure.
Great report, and I'd like to apologize for not making yesterday as well, but just to kind of go a little bit on the AI task force that the Dr. Orgeron spoke about. We will have a meeting next week in Starkville, the 25th. The 15th of October, we'll have our next meeting at Mississippi Gulf Community College in Harrison County. The last 2 meetings of the year will be November 6th and December 10th. We're bringing them back to the Capitol. The next 2 are kind of looking at some of our assets throughout the state. The last 2, we're going to get really into policy recommendations and things of that nature. So if anybody has any input, please reach out to myself, any of the members on it, Chair Ford, of course, as well, as we've had a lot of stakeholders already communicate with us. Healthcare specifically wants to present. So we want to have as many options as possible as we go forward. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, let's move forward and verify a quorum for next board meeting, which is slated for October 16th, Thursday the 16th. I will be available. Mark's available. Tom, Keith.
I will be absent.
Bill will be absent. Okay, we still have a quorum with the 4 of us. So that is verified. And if there is no other comment or question or other business, I think this may go down in history as the shortest meeting ever. Maybe Stephanie with the largest amount of prep ever. But thank you all for attending today and for your efforts. And I look forward to seeing you all on the 16th of October. We are hereby adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Great job to the ITS team.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mark.
Recording stopped.